You may be in your schoolyard playing when the signal comes. That signal means to stop whatever you are doing and get to the nearest safe place fast. Always remember, the flash of an atomic bomb can come at any time, no matter where you may be.
All right, give it a go. Start this fucking abortion.
I'm just gonna keep that. You know what?
Director
no,
would have.
No countdown. We're just gonna go in right now. That's it. We're gonna start with that. It's a good way to start it.
I mean, technically, no spoilers, but kind of works. Kind of what we're covering.
Yeah. The best part of anything we're going to talk about, at least.
It's about as good as it's going to get, folks.
Really, yeah. So, we're going in hot, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay,
this is the open.
Welcome, junkies. We're back. And I wish we had something so much better to give you.
This is going to be a rough one.
This is going to be a rough one. Listen, if I've ever reached out to you assholes, and I've taken your hands. I've taken them. Listen, all of you. We've been through Redeemer. We've been through the pit. Been through the bog? Bog people?
Don't go in the woods.
Don't go in the woods. Don't go in the house.
Death metal zombies.
I feel like this time, I'm sorry.
So bad.
I'm sorry. You know what? I'm really sorry. I'm sorry that I had to watch it multiple times for you fucking troglodytes. I'm sorry that Chuck has to watch it multiple times.
So many lost afternoons now.
Oh, for fuck's sakes. Okay. Let's take a break, and we'll meet the rest of our lovely staff. Everybody recognizes world-renowned Producer of the Year 75 times in a row, consecutive, year to year, back to back.
Hello, everybody. 75 years is how long this movie felt at times.
The shortest movie. And for the person who I feel suffered the least, except that I wouldn't let her TikTok on her phone while the movie was going on. That was torture enough.
I know. What a distraction.
88 minutes, yeah. No. I wasn't letting her get the fuck away with it, being like, oh, no, I'm sorry. I couldn't pay attention to the movie. I was busy.
I was trying to Google what most of these archaic things were, okay?
That old gag.
Yeah. So, yes, this is... And
I was going to say, 2 movies in. I know your career on the junkyard has not been long. Me and Sal
it's been rough.
It hasn't?
Me and Sal are 50 movie veterans of this shit show.
Again, so like...
Now, I was surprised because I think this was the worst movie we ever did.
See, and
you disagree, which I was shocked. And I was shocked by your answer, too.
Yes, Redeemer wins that.
Because we had... Our first episode was Don't Go in the Woods, and that held the title...
For a long
for
fucking
eternity.
Time.
And then I felt like Death Metal...
especially because of the build-up we got from it.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't like, oh, come. Sorry, I'm hearing something being murdered outside. It's like the squirrels are fighting or some shit. Yeah, just to be told that, oh, this movie's great. Oh my God, all the hype behind it, how it's on the video nasty list and all this other nonsense. Now there was no hoopla going into this.
There's no hype.
I knew this was going to be a shot on video, and I said, okay, to me, that's a win. That's like a plus in my column. And I was even telling Skelly, I was like, dude, shot on video. This is going to be awesome. Is it? It's going to be awesome.
Was it?
When does this get awesome? I think like every 5 minutes. So it gets awesome, right? So
it
we're
gets awesome,
eventually
right?
going to be awesome.
Yeah. So, September 1988. School's starting back in. The kids are heading back to class.
Kids.
And John McBride and his little group of folks decided they were going to release Cannibal Campout. Cookout. Whatever the fuck it was.
Cannibal Campout.
Cannibal Campout.
Well, neither of those things happen in the movie anyway,
No.
so it doesn't make a difference.
There was no camping out. There was no cooking.
There's no cooking.
There was
No.
a smokehouse, but you never...
There was a smokehouse, but that was it. There was literally nothing else. You know, I every time I want to get into this, I was so excited. So I started watching this dry hump of a movie, and at first I was in love with the movie. It was 15 minutes long. We got to see the exotic Nancy Sciarra, Long Island's own. Got to see her go out for a jog. And I watched the first 10 minutes of it, and she was killed, and I turned the movie off thinking that's as far as we're going to get. And then Chuck reminded me that there's another 67 minutes of the movie to go. So we had to go back and watch the rest of this dribble.
It's like, well, that was a short movie. It was okay, though. I guess it was fine.
Yeah.
You know,
I was okay with it.
That
It wasn't bad.
I go, no,
It was an off-screen kill, but whatever.
You have a lot more to go, buddy. Well
So-
over an hour left.
Anybody who... see, I don't want to... Do we want to get right into the plot?
There was
I
a
say
plot?
that so loosely. Yeah, I say that so goddamn loosely.
If you can find a way to get into the plot,
So
be my guest.
I'm going to read you from Google how they describe it.
Google.
Foolhardy campers wind up on the menu at a backwoods cannibal feast. That actually sounds like, wow, that could be a fucking good movie.
Yeah. Could we have gotten that movie?
Yeah, could we have watched that?
That would have been nice. That'd been great.
But no. Nope.
So that lied. The cover lies.
Hold the fucking phone. Hang on a second. The fucking balls on you. I am looking at this live as we're doing this show.
Mhm.
Amazon is charging $79.99
What?
for Cannibal Campout DVD. $4 shipping. You motherfuckers. How dare you?
It's the only thing
I
cannibalized.
think I would pay that to not watch that movie ever again.
To destroy every copy in
Take
existence.
the memory out of my
Burn
head.
it. Just to guarantee I could burn that.
I would have two homeless guys carrying 2 rolls of dimes punch me in the face until I forget that movie for $79.95.
Wow.
Can we go? You want to go through the Amazon? What they say on the DVD?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Amazon's on point.
Cannibal Campout is the tender and terrifying tale of a band of man-eating maniacs. Desperate to survive, the deranged orphans honor a deathbed promise to a dearly departed mother never to eat junk food again. Wait, what? Instead, they work up frenzied appetites that will only be satisfied by the taste of young flesh. When Amy and her college friends arrive, so it's not even the bride's crew anymore. This is
Amy.
straight up Amy shit. Okay.
It's an
When
Amy
Amy
vehicle.
and her college friends arrive for a fun-filled weekend of camping in the desolate wilderness, they quickly learn the horrors of being on the wrong end of the food chain. Only brutal murder, torture, mutilation await. As one by one they are stalked and terrorized until they're all in a group together by this brood of bloodthirsty mountain dwellers who will stop at nothing to appease a hunger for sliced, diced, and barbecued campers. Now, let's all just take that. Let's just absorb that for a minute. Was that in any of the movies you guys watched?
No.
Did we watch the wrong Cannibal Campout?
No.
You know, I keep thinking maybe.
Did we miss it?
What was the one that fucking Dum Dum watched? It was the wrong movie.
Oh crap! I can't remember.
Yeah. So
There's two.
we've had this
Yeah.
happen before, where one of the parties involved watched the wrong movie.
It was the same title,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But one was like 1967, and the other one was 2009.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Wait,
we're going to watch
Was it the
67
werewolf
version.
one? It was one of the werewolf ones, right?
It might have been.
Is that an option for me? Can I watch like a different one and do a review
No.
of that?
No.
No. You're going to have to get way more accent and probably have way more sex with your brothers in order to get that.
So, being from the South, in no way did I get hillbillies from those guys at all. Not by their clothing, not by their
Could
mannerisms.
it be maybe when they were like, hey, you fucking bitch. Show me your tits, you bitch.
Hey, that wasn't nice. I don't think I like you anymore. As a matter of fact, you're a tight-ass bitch. How'd you like me to staple your tits to the rope?
Is that what gave you the cannibal hillbilly thing, or
You know, it was just, it was almost
Took it
there.
right back to the south.
Regional dialect.
I mean, and let's be fair, when you say you're from the South, you're from Florida, which is kind of like, again, it's the drippy butthole of the South.
oh yeah, we are the swamp ass of the South.
Yes. Even the South is like, no, we don't do that.
You guys are the Cannibal
Florida.
Campout of the south.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So obviously, this movie was made in New York, actually up by Tuxedo, New York, by where the Ren Fair is, down that way. Made by Jersey filmmakers,
Really?
and yeah. John McBride went on to do a bunch of other stuff with the Polonia brothers, and the Polonia brothers, they're all Pennsylvania guys. And we're going to go over the Polonia guys, the Polonia brothers. We'll go over them at another point because their list of shit is just impressive.
And you said
while
like
they're
you
shot
couldn't
on
get
video.
away. Couldn't get away from John McBride at one point. You kept
No,
showing up and stuff
no.
that you were watching.
He would be somewhere. And then so the night
He's
we
everywhere.
watched, it came out and I was like, okay, let me watch Wood Chipper Massacre, also by Camp Video, also with John McBride. And then I was just like, oh man, I can't anymore with this guy. And then the random show that came on was Slime City Massacre, also put out by Camp. And I think he was on the crew, and I'm like, God damn it, I want to just get away from John McBride, and I can't.
Please, for the love of God, I want one movie he's not in.
I mean, it's bad enough that he had to fucking cock block me with Nancy Sciarra the whole time. Awful. Piece of shit. Never forget you, McBride. An ass kicking coming to you.
Is that it? Can we go now?
Nancy won't even return my calls now. It's because this guy has a big money
Different
budget.
reason, dude. I read those cease and desist orders. Okay, like
Ma'am, we don't need your shenanigans on this.
You know what you did. You're just standing over his unconscious body. He had it
So-
coming.
I feel like he just didn't want to. He didn't want to look weak. John McBride wouldn't scream. I can see him. You know what? It'll be better, guys. I'm not really believable as a victim. I mean, look at me. I'm John McBride.
Somebody
Oh,
has
you're
to put
right,
up a
John,
fight. But
Yeah, so just knock me out and kill me that way. That way it seems more believable because nobody will ever believe that I was overcome and killed and cried for my life. Nobody believed that. So we've read you the synopsis to this movie. And on Amazon, of course, and it's a lie. That's a fucking bold-faced lie. They've really tried to spin it. John McBride and his band of idiots go out and they're going to go camping. No one's prepared for any of it.
Nope.
No.
Nobody has a tent.
I don't mean camping. I mean they didn't write a script or anything.
Oh, okay, yeah, that too.
They're just talking about nonsense.
Or character names.
Well, nobody. You couldn't confuse the cast because they were all considered their first names. But like riveting dialogue, so much so that when Chuck was watching it with subtitles, it said inaudible chatter.
That came up a lot.
Inaudible chatter, but they were clear. You could clearly hear what they were saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was just such nonsense that even the translator was like,
closed caption just gave up. Like, all right, we got nothing.
yeah.
I'm cutting out.
I don't know. I'm not sure what the American sign language sign for what a piece of shit this is, but I'm sure the lady was doing it. She's like,
He just stopped watching it. He took a lunch. He was like, I'm out.
Inaudible chatter. Just keep hitting that.
just put inaudible chatter. Nobody will care. But yeah, they walked through the woods. Like everything they did, this was a student film level of god awful.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to go to the campsite. Let's park here. Farthest possible place from the campsite. You could have literally pulled up the road to the campsite.
Yeah. Just about parked in the road.
Right. And then he says, right here's good. Not 20 feet from where you just had an altercation with two idiot brothers. Who, by the way, because the one guy was wearing painter's overalls, and they weren't redneck hillbilly like blue jean overalls.
No.
They were painter's overalls, like what's his name from Murphy Brown, Elvin used to wear. Like he was in no way, shape, or form a hillbilly. He was a guy with a job.
What's the problem? Apparently you are. There's something you want.
And they're like, look at this guy. It's the guy from Deliverance.
Nope.
It's like, no, sir, you are completely incorrect on this. On every account, like this, that was the worst joke ever.
Yeah.
That you put in. Yeah. But again, I'm sure he thought it was hysterical. I'm sure he loved it. Thought it was great.
Don't
Yeah,
name
we
drop
So
it.
aggressive, so quick. Like, you know, he rams this other car and he's like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
Just-
they can't get around him, obviously. But that's what I mean. Like that level. It's that level of like student film. Like if a 7th grader made this.
Mm-hmm.
And was like, and then the cannibals, they grabbed the guy, and then the guy, he ran from them and was like, no, don't touch me, and he smacked their hands off, and then they escaped, and then they ran, and then the cannibals caught him, and then they grabbed the other guy. What other guy? There was another guy there, and another guy, they grabbed him, and they stabbed him like a bunch of times, and blood shot out all over the place, and then he slapped them and ran away again. So that's how the pacing of this movie went.
Did you just read the screenplay? I'm pretty sure you just had this.
That was too much. That was even too much for the
7-year-old
screenplay.
More interesting than what we actually watched is what happened.
But that's what I'm saying, like the pacing on the movie itself. And again, normally we're not like big, like, oh, the pacing of the movie or the way it was shot on cinematography.
Well, the
Like, we
blocking
don't
of
get
this
into
is
it.
just banal.
Yeah, the blocking was horrible. Although I think we're going to get into that more because I'm noticing it so much now. How people are out of focus. They're not center screen. They're just all over the joint. And it's just like, wow. So they kept playing this music, the same, like 12 notes.
Yeah.
Over and over and over for scenes that didn't need music.
Red, orange, green, blue, black, pastel. Maybe you can see the more colorful.
But it'd be the same song. They play the one song, and then they'd stop.
And then go back to the start again.
They go back to the start again.
Like, not even let the song continue so you can hear this haunting melody of Cannibal Cookout. Like, no.
Just stops.
We're just going to play the same opening over
And then they
over.
had to wait for the tape to rewind to be able to hit it again.
It's...
Continue having your sentimental moment.
Yeah.
And now being murdered.
So that's the other thing. They kept trying to do that, like, oh, this is a thing. This is going to mean something. And then they play the music when the guy's walking carrying wood, and you're like, it's the same music you played for when
wood gathering scene.
Yeah. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Okay, so here's the deal. You're not going to miss out on anything on this. If you watch it, it's going to be crap. You're going to rip it apart. That's the whole point of this movie. This movie is meant for you to go and just fucking. It's like, I don't know. It's like kicking homeless people. It's just, you go out, you get your frustrations out by watching this movie, and just bury it.
The only thing you leave is a hatred with McBride at the end of it. That's the only thing that you carry with you.
It's true. The only thing you come out of this movie with is a burning hatred.
Deep, seething hatred.
And hunger, because I didn't really see a lot of cannibalism.
Oh, okay.
No
So
feast.
now-
No feast. That word is killing me with the movie.
Yes, yeah, Cannibal Feast. Backwoods Feast.
Yeah.
So, how many people then? We have John, Carrie, Amy, Chris, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you got, where's the other idiot?
This is other dullard.
This other dope.
I didn't even know why they were there. And so when they showed up, and it was like, that was the whole setup, and I'm like, wait, what?
Who are these fucking guys?
They are legitimately left out of this.
See? I'm not the only one.
Actually, no,
Who are
I
those
apologize.
guys?
I apologize. They are here. When he says they murdered the would-be pranksters, John and Ray, who are not credited.
No.
They're not credited.
I
Please
bet
don't
their
credit
real
me.
names are John and Ray.
Yeah.
Ray Angelic and
Okay.
John Farrell as Ray and John. Yes. So we come to find out. Now, I don't know if this was all set up, like prior to, like this was a thing, or he just decided to jump on the joke. But Ray Angel is the weird mongoloid Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know about this, Ray. I don't think they're gonna think it's really that funny.
Are you kidding me? I mean, come on, this is the perfect setup. Just think about it for a minute. I get them totally nervous by telling them how people are dying and disappearing up in Redston. I mean, even I started to believe it when I told John and Carrie. This is the perfect setup.
And
Wish
he
Ben
tells-
Affleck.
He looked like Randy from Pee-wee's Playhouse.
A cross between Randy. Yeah, Randy had a big square head like Randy, and then Ben Affleck's voice. So we start off the movie where, you know, they say, oh, we're going out to Redston. I guess that's the big camping spot. And he's like, oh, all those people went missing. So John McBride didn't want to hear about it at that point. And he was just like, okay, we're going anyway.
But he heard it on the news, so it had to be
But
true.
he heard it on the news somewhere. And then Amy, or girl Carrie, brings it up in the car again. She's like, oh, because people are missing. Because the super lob, hey, that place sounds familiar. Didn't something happen there? I heard about it on the news. What?
Tired of hearing about it.
The place we're going, which we probably knew about
What?
beforehand.
The place that we're going right now is the place that you heard maybe on the news. Did you heard about it? Like, again, 7-year-old wrote this. And it's like, oh, and they were killers, and beforehand they got killed before they went there, so you didn't know that they went and killed people.
Like everybody goes there, dies.
But like, you know now because it said it on the news, so it was real.
The guy at
with
the
the-
gas station said, did you know?
They didn't even have a guy at the gas station.
No.
moment.
There was no scene where somebody
movie-
like, you can't go there. Like, there's no
Yes!
like Camp Blood scene. You can't go there. It's cursed.
Yes.
It's a cursed area. Nobody comes
How
back.
could you
Missing
not?
staples.
How could you not have this in that movie?
The crazy red herring guy who
You
shows up,
needed someone.
info dumps
Yes.
everything.
Like, okay, now ready to blow your mind and make this movie 100 times better for you? What if Nancy's mom was out in the woods with missing posters? And she was like, "Don't go to Redston. My daughter disappeared. My giant-headed monster of a daughter disappeared. She went out jogging really sexily one day and never came home. And Mike called and I had to tell her she'd call him back, but she never did."
My daughter with the distracting running.
She wore her best boob shirt. Oh God, and leg warmers.
Everybody at Redstone loved her.
So, like, that movie would have been 100 times better.
Yeah.
If
A lot of things
Nancy's
would have been 100 times
radical
better.
mom.
I love when movies name drop other movies that you'd rather be watching than the movie that you're watching right now. It's just like Deliverance. Yeah, we should be watching Deliverance right now. That'd be way more entertaining than that. God, I wish I was watching Deliverance. I wish I was in it.
Do you think that's what he was trying to do? Do you think he was trying to do the switcheroo mentally? And just be like, Deliverance, now you guys got a vibe.
Check that out on Amazon.
Yeah. Go look up Deliverance, see what they say about that. And then watch Cannibal Cookout. Maybe you'll get them confused. So, they go out into the woods and meet Gene and Rich. Ugh. I don't want to get into this part of the movie only because I don't want to introduce Rich to the audience. I want to keep him sequestered from camera and lines.
I wish like Ray and the other guy, like he just decided to like remove himself from all instances of the film.
It's a small world, isn't it? It's a small world. It's a small world.
I just wish he would.
Just vanished. Snapped out of existence.
So does anybody since I am a benevolent, if not super kind host, any of you guys want to handle the rich descriptive?
What did I say? He was like a failed improv. Like, oh, he's the funniest guy we know. He's got to be one of the killers. And he'll just just hamming it up. And I said, I think the only thing that was cannibalized was the scene. Every scene that he was in. It was the only thing getting eaten
up. So, I mean, Skelly, you've obviously dated people like this, coming from down south.
It's hitting home.
You've dated rednecks like this, hillbillies.
Drink enough to forget. Sure.
There's many riches that have come and gone.
The trail of rich has been long. So.
But he's got to be the crazy guy style. He's got to say stuff that's crazy.
Oh man.
And
right.
Like vulgar.
I mean, it's got to distract from the fact that he has no real personality.
There's no range. There's no acting chops.
Like I'm sitting here right, and I'm right now. We're in the now, right here and now, and I'm in front of the computer, and I'm going. We should just do a bit right now where we kind of go off on a tangent like Rich did with. I don't want to.
Yeah.
Because
you don't want to say those words.
Oh my God, it was awful. And then when he's like,
because he basically walks up, right? Because at this point, they hit the car that the cannibals are in. Their fucking Cadillac.
He just bumped the bumper, right?
Yeah.
With his piece of shit van.
Yeah.
They're fucking
going around.
Child kidnapping van.
Yeah, and it's like they can't get around them in this road. So now. The fact that they all took their fucking sweet time and it's like 4 PM, and now they're like, oh, now we'll never get to the campsite. Not with these people driving 4 miles an hour in front of us. Okay. So now you are in the backwoods, and there's a car in the way. Now, you've both driven with me. I am a very patient driver.
Yes.
I am a patient driver.
That's what I always tell people.
I am the apex of virtue of patience in a car. Now, that being said, if I was behind a gigantic Cadillac in the middle of the woods doing 4 miles an hour in a backwoods where I'm going to spend the weekend, chances are I'm not going to ride his ass or lay on the horn.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
That's
who I am.
You go mind your business.
Right. John McBride and his group of rowdies apparently felt that they owned the place. They laid on the horn, made fun of these gentlemen's attire, and then we are introduced to our cannibal brothers, Rich and Gene. Now, again, Gene looks like a failed 80s model.
I thought he looked like the guy who led the orphans from the Warriors.
David Schwimmer?
Yes. You guys having a party and didn't invite the orphans?
I feel like, well, that was literally everybody's accent in this. I felt like he was probably like a Sbarro poster boy at some point in the 80s. And he just never, after this, he's like, now the big bucks are going to roll in, boys, you'll see. And he never went on another audition again because he felt he was above it. And Gene actually kept those overalls to become a painter in Long Island.
Thank God he had him.
Yeah, thank God they were.
He didn't have to quit his day job.
Gene works for his dad.
The cleanest pair of fucking painter's overalls I've ever seen in my entire life.
No matter how much blood spills on them, they're just brand new. So we're now introduced to Gene and Rich. And Rich's first line has to do with the girl with the smallest set of tits in the movie.
Yeah.
Look at that tits.
He sits. Yeah.
You want to fuck?
Like, really? Like,
I
wish we were paraphrasing to make a joke or be like, haha, this is so much funny because he was crude.
I almost don't even want to splice it in.
He legit. Yeah. We're gonna take a second. Chuck is gonna put it in here just so there's context.
Hey, look. This one's got great tits. Hey, baby. You suck my cock and I'll lick your pussy.
Why don't you go suck each other up, you sick fuck? Don't antagonize them, they're nuts.
Oh, Rich.
Or if you suck my cock, I'll suck on your tits.
What a romantic.
And you're going, this is dialogue. They wrote this in the movie. Okay, so now we're setting up that these guys are really rough customers.
Couple of rough and tumble.
Yeah.
I don't know.
These
It's
guys
like Tuesday
are
and Eve.
no joke.
Hayseeds from the New York, New Jersey area.
Yeah. Which, you do get those hillbilly types in New York. Listen, you do. Don't get me wrong. We were up in Ben's area.
Yeah. There are a few.
If anywhere, I would say up there has probably a few.
There are a few painters' overalls walking around that area.
You know what?
That's how I know.
Mark it down here. Copyright, guys. Barnyard cannibals. It can happen. It can happen. I'm just saying. Just putting that out there. Or the woodshed cannibals. Either ones can work. Anyhow, Triple D, I'm looking at you for funding. So, what we meet these guys, and then obviously there's an altercation where Gene just pulls out a giant bayonet, tries to attack, and ineffectually attacks a stick man driving a car. And they pull away. They easily drive around them.
Now they can get around that thing.
Now they can get around them, and you see how much room there actually is around this car. And now we've officially started our movie because they drive. They sing a song from church camp.
Yep.
That was written for this movie, by the way. That's an original song written by.
Okay, I was trying to look it up.
It's not a real.
I was like, oh, the little church song in the back of the bus, and it's like,
yeah.
Oh.
If my brains were turning mushy, would you want me? If I burned up in a fire, would you guess? If I swallowed nitric acid, would you help me? Or would you just think that I possess no class?
Okay.
And again, we go back. The reactions, the camera holding on people for overly saturating amounts of time.
In my brain, I was just screaming, "Cut!"
Like it really. That's a perfect. That is a perfect thing. They were as uncomfortable as I was watching.
Yes.
Just dragging out. Like I think you could probably shave like 20 minutes off of this movie by just cutting the fat.
The movie would have been 66 minutes. 66 minutes. Because even with all that in there, it was 88 minutes.
Yeah. You know, we're going to establish the shot of them driving. And you're going to see them go around the curve. You can see them
and that's
drive down the road. And we're not going to cut until the car completely disappears over the horizon.
It was like a James Nyan movie. It was,
Just to let you know.
It's like Birdemic.
These people are driving. Oh, Birdemic.
It's like watching Birdemic with all the pulling in and pulling out. So we
should have been a lot of pulling out in this movie.
I wish they would have pulled out early on the funding.
Yeah.
When John McBride asked his dad for $20 to make a movie, he says, "No, get a job, you fucking hump."
Should have
wish he said.
Smashed his camera.
His dad would
Should
have
have
pulled
been
out
you,
early too, man. Like,
Should have been you, Gordy. Should have been you, John.
Should have been you, John McBride.
But Dad hates me.
He just doesn't understand you. No, he hates me. He wrote a note. I hate you, John McBride. So, again, we have our 4 campers that are all together. Again, and this was odd because nobody drank.
No.
Nobody smoked weed.
Nope.
Nobody had sex.
No. All the things at this point, right, which would be tropes,
have been welcome.
Kind of working their way in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. That would have been a thing, but like, I feel like John was playing it very safe with his crew.
Well, they couldn't linger in any one area for too long because, you know, they weren't supposed to be anywhere they were when they were filming.
or start fires, or
they kept. Why did they kept zooming in on no trespassing signs? Like that was the inside joke.
Yeah.
Because they were, as Chuck found out too.
They weren't actually supposed to be there. Yeah.
They had no license. Obviously.
And you were making that joke throughout, like when we were watching together. You were making that joke throughout the entire movie, where it was like, they couldn't drink because the ranger told them not to throw any beer cans on the ground.
You can't have any open bottles. That's why we have a broken one here.
You can't set a fire. You can't set a campfire because the ranger told you no. You can't set fires out here. And then I read that they legit, because there was guerrilla filmmaking, like they weren't supposed to be. They had no permit to shoot anywhere, and they actually were legit stopped by a park ranger.
So, do you see how the laws protect us?
Not enough.
Because again,
this one ranger could have shut this whole thing down and saved us all the trouble.
John McBride is a social media terrorist. And he did this outside the law. He needs to be stopped.
Yes.
Yes.
Bring this man to justice.
Link below.
We need the untouchable. We need the Inglorious Bastards.
Because they had to stop filming because they were afraid that the ranger might shoot them if he came across a scene of people allegedly cannibalizing other people.
Yeah, but there was, like, even in the cannibal scenes, there was no cannibalism.
No.
So, yeah, we have our group who all seem very level-headed. They seem like nice kids, to be fair.
Nice gang. You feel like you're missing out not being there.
Right, and like you knew you were in for a special treat when John McBride said, "Boy, the kids at school are going to be so jealous when they hear about the fun we had this weekend." Now, I just want to say, when I attended my year of college at Middlesex, at no point did I say, "Boy, those kids in my class, they're going to be jealous." I'll tell you.
Get ready to be jealous.
Get ready to be jealous, kids.
Fellow
the
kids.
Weekend I had. Woohoo! Yeah.
So what'd you do this weekend? I wandered aimlessly in the woods for a while.
I drove for an ungodly amount of time up to New York. Went into a shitty forest, and then we sat around.
Oh, did you guys bring camping stuff? No.
I brought a barbecue.
Did you bring
but
tents?
there was a cabin, right?
Well, there were cabins.
There were abandoned
structures.
cabins there. They were,
But
burnt down, dilapidated.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't lay a dog in there, but that's fine.
No. They didn't want to lay down in there. They're like, "I'm not going to sleep here. Let's just leave our stuff here and walk away."
But they didn't even do that. Except now Carrie did it. So that was my other thing.
Found out later.
Which bag's yours? Oh, the blue bag. And John McBride was befuddled and went, "They're all blue bags." Oh, dialogue.
We're all blue bags.
They're all blue bags. Right. So they walk through everything, and again, they all make a disgusting comment. Ew, this is gross. I'm not staying here.
But you knew what was
And
up
it's
there.
like, yeah, you're gonna sleep on the dirt.
You picked this
Okay.
area specifically, so I would assume you
Yeah.
knew that shit was over there, right?
Exactly.
So at this point now, they start talking about eating. So it's got to be late in the evening, right?
Yeah.
You figure they're hungry. They want
sun's
dinner.
going down.
Yeah.
They spent a time at the lake.
Right. Dinner time. Like we got here late. We had a little walk down the lake.
We brought the
Had a
grill.
little you guys had a little you time. And now the ladies, John McBride made a little bit of a chauvinist joke to show that he's a macho guy. And he's like, well, you ladies, you have to do the cleanup because we did the hunting. And we get, a couple of jokes in there. And again, Amy leaves to go get cigarettes from the cabin where she left her bag of, ew, this place is disgusting. But she's the only one who left her bag there.
Yeah.
Everybody else brought their shit down to where they are.
Yep.
Because shortly after, they were like, hey, John, could you get the transistor radio from my bag? That is right behind them all. So everybody else brought their shit. Amy dumped her stuff up there, so she went for a walk to go to the cabin, which is like a mile and a half away now. And she's our first victim to be seen killed by them,
Yeah.
by the Cannibal brothers. Right. So it didn't get good at this point. Like
No.
it was a really weak throat cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, all right.
After
so there we
all
go.
that, not even build up, I guess. It was just.
I think I literally looked down to open a bag of chips and you're like, she's dead. I'm like, wait
what?
Yeah.
After she escaped for like 10 minutes.
Yeah. She ran from these guys and escaped from them for so long, only to be foiled in the end.
Only to stop
again-
moving and just wait for them to kill her.
7-year-old wrote this. I swear it. I guarantee. John McBride's.
And then she got away, and then she stopped, and then they killed her.
And then he was behind her like a ninja.
So all cannibals are ninjas.
So John McBride's, I feel like his hydrocephalic nephew, who they kept in the attic, wrote this.
Just make a. He wrote a screenplay for you. Can you just make it a movie for him?
Just John, read it. Oh, fine.
God, whatever. All right. We're gonna
No,
go out
All
to
right,
the woods.
Mungo, I'll do it.
7-year-old went up to Mr. John. Can I have $10? Yes.
His security would have tackled him by then. John McBride's security doesn't let 10-year-olds near him.
All right, what are you guys doing for 2 hours? We got to shoot this movie for my for my
My
cousin.
kid's science project.
Hey, you guys know my cousin who's dying, who lives in the attic? Yeah, he wants us to make this movie. All right, fine.
All right.
So we start our victim count. Now, we lost the indomitable Nancy Sciarra
Yep.
and both of her boobs. And then we lost Carrie, right?
Mhm.
Carrie is the one with literally no boobs, who they said they wanted to suck her
Oh,
tits.
equal opportunity, Sam.
Kept saying her nice tits. He kept telling her, and it's like she's wearing literally the baggiest
The
80s.
largest. They didn't bring a tent.
Yeah.
Her shirt was tent sized.
Yeah, so Carrie was the inventor of the Jenko sweatshirt that a family of 92 can live in.
I thought that they were like, you're gonna get it blood all over it. She's like, oh, I'm not wearing my good shirt.
No.
Don't worry. I've got like my dad's like shirt. I'm gonna go put that on.
5X
Oh,
shirt.
it's okay. I have my dad's shirt that I got from Farm Aid. I'm
Yeah.
gonna let them bleed on it. It's fine.
Exactly.
My dad donated $85 to Whoopi Goldberg and Billy Crystal and Robin Williams, and we got this comic relief jersey. It's funny. I'll wear it during the movie. Just like fucking Dummy wears Clockwork Orange shirt to show he's a real Kubrick lover.
He's a real filmmaker.
It's a real buff.
Again,
you know my stuff here.
We keep referencing other movies I'd rather be watching during your shitty movie.
And I don't like Clockwork Orange. I would have rather have watched that. So I keep thinking like, oh, I just thought about this. I'm like, oh God, we left out Joe with the fighter pilot helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a
whatever. Who cares? Well, our pranksters actually.
80s. No. Yeah. To be fair, he was actually the only one cooking. Remember, at the very beginning, he was like chopping it up on the grill.
He was trying. He was the only one legit trying to make this a cookout.
I don't think the grill was on.
No, it wasn't on.
They actually stopped him from cooking. They're like, no, we can't have any cooking in this Campout movie.
We can't actually. So he just had raw meat, and he was hitting it with a machete.
Yeah.
But it was a weird sliver. It wasn't even like a cut of meat.
It was like Philly cheesesteak steaks.
Yeah.
They're just throwing steakums on the grill. It's not even on.
Yeah.
So let's hit pause here for a minute, because again, at what point, if you can drive, you can steal things, because now these guys have been reported that they are thieves. Mm-hmm. They took things from people. They've been, active for all this time. They've evaded the law. All these things that have been done. You'd figure these guys, these cannibals, have some sort of facade they can possibly display for the public to see, general public behavior.
They could blend in.
That's what that was.
Yet you just completely, the minute you say somebody's a cannibal in a movie, they become a slobbering idiot with the IQ of fucking used cat litter. That they don't know how to eat. Like, again, last time we all went out, we had dinner. At what point did you fucking take a chicken wing and fucking smash it on your face like this for no goddamn reason?
Bro, we never ate steak together. Like,
I was gonna say you did that with the onion rings, but that's different.
I can relate on the steak though. It's rare, almost raw, so it's like no. I think it would be
fucking raw.
Okay, let's give it to you. Let's say you are a complete fucking throwback. I automatically go to Rickles. That's okay, Steels, because all throwback still better than Rich's line. Anything he said is better than Rich's line. Yeah. Nichols is less of a piece of shit than Rich Marcus. How about that?
Just let that sink in.
Let that sink in for a little bit. Steele and Nichols, less pieces of shit than Richard Marcus.
You puss brain bag of shit.
So yeah, let's just say that you are a complete fucking savage and you ate with your hands at a fucking restaurant or whatever, even at your house, even at a barbecue. At what point are you fucking doing this with the steak? Like, I mean, no.
Again, from the South, now you put in barbecue restaurant and wings, it's down. No, it really is getting savage. But
like at least you're eating
to an
it.
Extent,
you have residual stuff getting on your face.
No.
You're slapping it. It's like that. What was that commercial for? Like when the food's fighting you.
Yeah, when the Gas X commercial, commercial.
It's just hitting you in the face.
But again, I don't.
Well, that was Rich Marcus's improv skills at work.
There's cuts of meat, like there's actual cuts of meat, or there's some type of uniformity to what I'm eating, not some weird scraggle and wasteful. Like they didn't even eat her when she slit.
They weren't doing anything with it. That's what I mean.
Bro,
there was no scene of them cooking a person, laying out a dinner table. Yeah.
No. Or even really cutting them up now.
It was how old were you guys when you realized that Cookie Monster used to just smash them on his fucking face and never actually swallowed the cookies?
Broke.
I know, we just ruined her life right here.
Wait, what? He did what?
Wait a minute, dude, what?
He always finishes his cookies. That's why he needs more. I can't. This show.
She just ugly cries. This is what they did, and it's like, listen, if you're gonna pretend to go all in, you need to go all in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the dude, Return of the Living Dead, when they ate the calf brains.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The midget ate the calf brains.
Yeah.
Because he was like, I'm subhuman. What do I got to live for anyway? Fuck it, I'll do it. And he did.
And he calf brains.
What a trooper.
He ate calf brains. So, all the guys who go in on the movies, I salute all of you who have taken it for the team. The guys who have eaten prosthetics just because you want them to look great on camera.
Yeah.
And then these pieces of shit who had to phone it in and did nothing with the food.
In a cannibal movie.
In a cannibal movie.
Set up to be gross. Like you're everybody going into it knows they're going to see some gross stuff in it.
Right.
Yeah.
And then nothing happens.
Big nothing burger on that fucking cookout. So, yep.
They ate a baby.
Well, see, now you're just jumping all ahead.
I can't. Is that?
Now, technically, let's touch on the pulse of America. Is it a baby?
That's what I was like.
It was only 2 weeks old. Is it a real baby? This movie would have been canceled so fast.
That's why they say that scene for last.
Yeah, that's why they at the end. So we find out Amy, who is the other guy's girlfriend, not John McBride's. Her name was cool too. Her name was Chud, like Amy Chud
Chudnowski.
Yeah.
Schludzinski. It doesn't even sound real. That's how you know that shit's real.
That sounds like a fratty name that you'd give a character.
Amy Chudzinski.
Oh, Chudzinski.
It's not even Chud, it's Chlud.
Chlud?
Chlud. Chlud.
I got Chlud all over my car.
Not that she was super 80s hot, but like she's no Nancy Sciarra, but that name, she should have been way uglier. Here comes the old Chlud.
Chludinski's coming.
Heads up, here comes Amy the Chud. So we now have the scene where they were telling the jokes in the car, and he made the dead baby joke.
Yeah.
And literally the most mild, on-character, charismatic guy told the story. This is a good one. I heard it at work. Did you? Did you work? Did you?
Everybody at work laughed and laughed.
It's a dead baby joke, and she gets offended and mad. Nobody knows why. Nobody could pick it up.
I got one more joke.
Got another one?
Yeah, I heard this at work the other day. This is really funny. What's more disgusting than a pile of dead babies?
I give up.
A live one on the bottom eating its way out.
And then she tries talking to Carrie about it, and Carrie's like, "You can tell me. I'm your friend." She's like, "Yeah, just drop it. Screw you, Linda."
Yeah.
Go to hell, Linda.
That's right.
Again, girls turn right on each other immediately. And then finally, when they are captured, and they all throw it at him, "She's pregnant. She's got a baby." And they're all like, "I don't give a fuck," which was funny. Because there was no change of heart. There was no redemption. They were just like, fuck it, who cares?
No one in the movie cared. Anytime they were
Nope.
told, no one cared.
Not even a little bit.
No.
And again, Rich, I feel like Rich was given carte blanche.
Yeah.
You were funny, Rich. You can do whatever you want, man. Just say whatever comes to your mind.
Yeah. You just don't. You just get out of the way, Sal, and just let Rich Marcus work.
Nature. He's a regular Andrew McConaughey.
You don't want to
Can't
stifle
stop
that guy.
You don't want to stifle
His creativity would not be caged.
And I'll be honest, I went on here looking to find a laundry list of stuff that contained Richard Marcus after this. I found none.
Yeah. The only cannibalism this movie succeeded in was careers.
It just ate everyone's career up whole.
Just ate all their future work. Except John McBride. He was the sole survivor.
Well, I mean, he was immune.
And I can't even call that a win.
He orchestrated
So-
this crap.
Yeah, so now everybody is captured. Everybody's killed. We literally watch all of our heroes murdered by these inept fucking cannibals.
I know.
Just inept people.
Yeah.
Nobody. These guys shouldn't have been capable of killing anybody.
These guys couldn't kill a six-pack.
They
together.
barely. It took 3 of them to beat John McBride, for crying out loud.
Well, that's John McBride, sir.
Time out, Sporto.
You know he wasn't going to go down. He wasn't doing the JOB to these guys.
Everyone else, lay down and let them capture you. I will go out fighting.
Yeah, you guys obviously are going to be captured, but I'm John McBride. It just wouldn't be real.
No one would believe that I couldn't fend these guys
No
off.
one would believe that these 3 dummies can take out John McBride. He's no Jake Wheelhouse. So John McBride gets beat up, downed. Carrie is dead, and Amy and Chris are now tied up.
Yep.
And they kill Chris in a fumbled rape attempt. Rich blows it. Can't imagine that.
This'll make you shut up, pal. This'll make you quiet.
Never. Yeah, and again, a rape scene in a movie foiled by the ineptitude of the rapist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
I never really felt threatened for her. I was like,
No.
I think
No.
she's fine.
This incompetent idiot is
she
gonna
was.
bungle this.
And
He's gonna fucking rich Marcus this whole thing up.
she found like a lean-to where they put garbage cans
Yeah.
and then put pillows underneath to barricade herself in.
There are pillows in there for some reason.
I'm just not sure. I'm not sure what happened there.
And she put
Why
the pillows
that happened?
to cover the bottom of it so they couldn't see her sitting there.
Wouldn't
One
they
side
see
only.
pillows?
Yeah.
Like, what are these fucking
Jeez,
pillows?
guys, I don't remember putting pillows there. I was fucking those pillows over there, and I was sucking the titty pillows over here. Those pillows are all lined up now, guys.
Foiled again. They know I can't see through pillows.
They know I can't see through pillows.
It's like the killbots couldn't see through fucking
Fuck's
dog
sakes.
food. And cannibals can't see through pillows.
But then she like gives up.
And
Like,
she gets up and she leaves anyway.
She's just playing through.
They fucking walked past this obvious hiding spot.
What happened?
She realized this is dumb. Okay, I'm going.
She got bored. She was waiting so long in there. She's like, all right, look, I'm getting a little fucking frustrated
I
here.
gotta
Nothing's
go. I
happening.
can't stay here. I gotta go.
I'm a little impatient.
Yeah, but then she obviously did not make it, and that's when she again. I have a baby, and they're like, we don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Well, you initially thought she was gonna get away, right?
Well, she did. She was set up as the final girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, with child, that's just like your golden ticket.
Yeah. You're
You
gonna
and
make
Grandpa
it.
Joe are out of there. But not in John McBride's world. Not in his dark, gritty filmmaking land.
His
you don't
grim,
know.
his grim dark reality.
Grim, dark fantasy world. You don't know where John
Twist
McBride
it
lives.
upside
baby.
down. You don't know.
So she is dispatched by our cannibal brood, and
They eat her baby.
so now, yeah, they eat her baby, and it's very graphic actually, and it could be a little offensive if you have suffered a cannibals ripping out your baby.
Yeah. Trigger
So be
warning
prepared
for
for that.
those of you
Or
who
don't
have.
like dead baby jokes because he made another joke. So that's 2 jokes in the
Yeah.
movie. So
Right, and then take what was it? Yeah, we won't get into it.
Did
We'll
he make,
leave
did
that
he make
for
the
you.
Chinese food joke? I can't remember.
yeah,
Like you eat the baby, like you're just gonna be hungry an hour later.
No, I did. I made that.
Oh,
joke.
okay. God, that was really good.
Yeah,
Why couldn't
I
that have
said
been in
that.
the movie?
Yeah, I know that was made it being racist.
I like our version of Cannibal Campout a lot better.
Yeah.
So our HJA promo, I think, had the same film quality. Like, we were about on point. Like,
Shot on video. See, now, again, shot on video is one of my favorite genres.
Way more effort.
Because I know the quality, what we're going in for.
Yeah.
mhm.
And then some of them are good. Some of them are very good, and it's really cool. And some of them are not.
And then
Like-
some of them are
Such as Seals.
The end.
The end.
Such as seals.
So this was one of those movies. And then we get to the end with. So they had how many bodies? So they had Ray and John.
Yeah.
John. 2 Johns in the movie. Ray, John, Chris, Carrie, and Amy. 6 people at this campsite alone. And these 3 dolts. You mean they're going to eat all 6 of those people in like a half hour?
Yeah.
Well, I can't say because the only thing you ever saw was a sign to a smokehouse. Never a building, never them actually taking anybody
They're not
there.
going to show you a
So-
You're not seeing people hung up in the smokehouse.
It's like, I think they wasted most of it, but like, yeah, they did not preserve or like
nothing.
keep, even while they were eating it right in front of them, like, haha, I'm eating your friend, they weren't really eating it. It was just
So you figure if you have a setup
without
like this,
chill, don't care.
yeah, you have a setup where you kill people who come out there. You figure you'd have a kind of a system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Some
let's take the
jars?
arms and legs off first,
Like-
and we'll drag the torso to the smokehouse, and then we'll cut these. Like I've thought about those, and I'm like, well, that you needed to have some sort of a system.
Yeah.
And they just didn't. They just cut people up and just pulled out guts.
And they've been doing this
faces.
for years. They've been doing this for years.
Like, every good cannibal movie has jars of some kind. Like, why do you
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
no
They
jars?
have the
for
preparation
body parts?
thing. They have the scene where they're cutting them up and gutting them like a deer.
Yeah.
Even a scene where you're going to put something in a sausage grinder.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, those are things you need to kind of get across. Like, look, everybody,
And
we're grinding things.
Once
Like,
again, nobody cooked anything.
right.
Yeah.
So
Can't have that.
again, so that's our movie. They decide that at the end there's a little wah wah.
Well, at the end, Rich is complaining that, like, there was like a botched hunt or something at the
Yeah,
end.
well,
They were
they were
hungry.
starving, and
They
they
were
were
starving?
too far from the smokehouse.
And he's like, why can't we just go and get fast food?
We promised Mama never.
We would never eat that stuff with all the
they
chemicals
didn't
in
even
it.
say that. He said, "You remember what Mama said? Not that we promised we wouldn't.
Yeah.
It was always just like she said no."
Exactly. Because, yeah, I still listen to what my mom.
But according to the DVD,
says,
they
yeah.
promised a deathbed promise.
A deathbed promise that we never get to see. It's the
They turned
extended
us into
version.
Four brothers all of a sudden.
That's in the sequel. They recap the events of the first film and add in all the scenes that weren't there.
Tina Krause's naked body.
So then Rich is complaining, and then they decide that in the end, like, yeah, they're gonna eat him. They're gonna eat Rich.
And they give him, he pulls the knife out and gives the look, and then Rich gives his comedic mug for the camera. So yeah, Cannibal Campout.
God.
So, the horny brother, do you think his meat tasted jerked?
Hey, didn't see? That's good. You should write a Cannibal Campout
I
I
was
say,
telling
You should write part 2.
part 2.
It's coming. I'm gonna write it and film it. It'll be done in like 15 minutes.
15
think
I was
minutes.
gonna
it's
say,
better than
I was
this.
telling Chuck, I said we should take our phones and do a shot-for-shot remake
Yes.
and just see how it came out. See which one's
Good.
better.
Oh,
So,
man.
yeah. So now we're not gonna. We can't really talk about it anymore. There's nothing
That's
going on.
about it.
There's a lot of
I
nothing.
can't believe we went this long.
I mean, I did learn like more. Like, I really am trying to like learn little lessons and morals through each of these little stories.
That
And yet
is
again,
adorable.
Yes.
it's sticking with like Keep your smokes on you. Like, anytime there's a need to go get cigarettes for a female, even if you are the female, you're gonna die and cause everyone else to die. So
True. Because let's go back to shopping mall.
Yes.
Shopping mall, yeah. It was could you go get me a pack of cigarettes?
Once
cigarettes,
again,
and boom, the deaths began.
tying all these together.
See, if John McBride took Mike's spot, go get me cigarettes. No, I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
That's literally what he said to her.
Yeah.
He said, no, I'm too comfortable laying on this 5x5 blanket with the other two idiots.
The only piece of camping gear we brought was a blanket.
I saw Chopping Mall. I'm not a dummy. No. I'm not going.
I'm too comfortable. No.
Learn my lesson.
Come on, John, please. No. Oh, you suck. That was it.
Get your own cigarettes.
Yeah, go get your own cigarettes, bitch. John McBride's gangster. He doesn't fuck around.
He doesn't need your shit.
Nope.
Listen, lady, you want to leave him? There's 100 other ladies waiting to get on that John McBride train. They want to ride in that fucking caravan, Dodge Caravan he had.
John McBride's gonna take you places.
Best you'll ever do is 3 cannibals in a big cabin.
In a caddy, in a Lincoln.
Don't crash, don't scoff this Lincoln up. My dad will get mad.
Yeah, Mike. Honestly, so again, first thought: if I'm in the woods and I see a Lincoln driving through the woods, that's mobs dumping something. Turn around, go the other way.
Yeah.
Just go home.
Just
go
stop.
The way
I
you
didn't
came.
see anything. Carry on.
Shit, guys. Everybody avert as you turn around. Go ahead. Yeah, I don't need that
I
shit.
can't believe there's nobody out here.
I've seen what Christopher does in the woods. I've watched Sopranos. So, we gave Skelly a homework assignment because we said that her suffering wasn't enough.
You need extra suffering.
She needed extra stuff, and again, she did offer to learn, take away little bits of advice from these things, little nuggets of wisdom. And what did you find out actually about cannibalism that people may or may not know?
So pretty much like the first actual recorded case of cannibalism came from 1.45 million years ago. Very recently, scientists discovered, like, in one of the shin bones, it looked like it was hatched, like with a hatchet, cut into. Yeah. And then the way that it was cut from the bone was very similar to how they were doing their meats, and they assumed that it was during like a lot of famines and stuff.
So now, when you said the shin bone, I thought you were talking about an Asian guy.
No.
They had soccer teams 4 or 5 million years ago.
Well, it's widely believed that the Neanderthals were like eaten by modern humans. And so during that time of like learning to hunt and establish that they would kill and eat them, but
that'll learn them.
So let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
So do you guys call that survival, or do you call that cannibalism? Like Neanderthals who were just fucking shitting on the floor anyway.
Yeah, like back then, I would say that was survival.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it cannibalism. I'd just be like, you're
yeah.
eating. You're
yeah, because I mean, like.
Yeah, once you start wearing, okay, let's put it this way. I would start calling cannibalism on people when you're wearing fucking ties and vests and shit.
Once we're in civilization.
Yeah, once you got pants on, brother.
Yeah, once
you
we
eat somebody, you're in the wrong.
Yeah, once we move past like hunter-gatherer era.
But I was actually looking it up, like, now, from Webster's, like, their definition of cannibalism, the first case was actually, like, 500 million years ago, because trilobites at the bottoms of the oceans would actually eat each other. And so that is what they considered the first part, because it's just eating its own anatomy, like its own species.
So you said Webster. I immediately thought Emmanuel Lewis and George Papadopoulos.
No!
They were eating Catherine. Ma'am! And George is fucking eating her arm.
Man,
so like, if you take it by a literal turn, like, no, that is still cannibalism, because you are consuming your own species.
Yeah. And a lot of animals do that too, right?
Yes.
No matter the reason, it's the action.
Well, it's like when you find out, like, hamsters go cannibal, and they will just eat another hamster in the fucking box with it.
Well, see, here's what I want to point out. That's cannibalism, but does that technically make you a cannibal? Because to me, that's something that you would practice and like a consistent basis.
If you put another hamster in with them, they will practice that shit. They will get better at it.
Isn't that the rats in a bucket thing? Or
Well, it's just like the spider in a box.
Yeah.
You put 10 million spiders in a box, or was it like you put 10 million silkworms in a box, and they will make you a skein of silk. You put 10 million spiders in a box. The next morning, you will find one fat spider.
And like one terrified
do not work together.
You just only eat spiders from that point on. So again, aside from cavemen, because I say cavemen are just they're allowed to be cannibals. I give them a pass.
Well, okay, so fast forward a little bit, like around the 17th century, whenever there would be a lot of public executions going on, a lot of people would actually flock to them because they believed that your blood, like everyone's blood and their insides, held healing properties because it's what kept you healthy. And so these healthy people that were being executed for crimes, as soon as their blood spilled, people would literally eat the dirt and the organs that came out because they would believe that it would cure them of their own diseases and illness because this was coming from a healthy person.
That must have been like down south and stuff, right?
Yeah, it was like three blocks
not where they had
over.
books.
That's just Florida
Not where they had
today.
books and learning.
Today's Florida.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was down in St. Pete, wasn't it?
Yeah, Ybor.
back in ye old St. Pete.
They just got all their dishware underneath, like rain catchers, catching the blood. These people were healthy. We're just gonna eat the dirt. That'll cure our ills.
That's what I'm saying. Like the idiots eating the dirt should have been executed next.
Yeah.
Just because don't breed, you idiots. We need to end this one here.
We're gonna nip this in the bud right now, guys.
They're gonna nip everybody who. Okay, you know what? Keep an eye on everybody who goes after the dirt underneath this dummy. So now that was what 17th century you said?
Yeah.
How far have you gotten into it? Like anything further in?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, there's like even more recent. Okay, so there was quite a bit of like the top more recent cannibal, and you get everything from like the more well-known like the Donner parties, and then in 1971 there was another flight that it forced them to consume each other. That's boring. Honestly, that's like freeze-dried food. Don't
Soccer
care.
players eating feet is kind of funny.
Well, so one of my favorites was there was an asexual man who decided to cook and serve his own genitals to a fine dining restaurant. Now, he had them surgically removed so they would be identified as a they, and decided to cook and serve them. And it was served with button mushrooms on top, a bit of parsley, and for $250 a plate. 5 people got this wonderful dish.
Wait. So here's the thing. Did they know it was his junk?
Yeah. What did he call it?
Yeah, like how did he put it over to the restaurant? That's what I want to know. Like, because this sounds like, what this sounds like? This sounds like a bunch of fucking Hillary Clinton. Let's have a dinner party and eat this guy's cock. That's what this sounds like. What's that broad's name? The fucking artist, and Bronwitz, right? Is that her?
Yeah, I think that's.
And her and
right.
all the spirit cooking and all that shit that she was doing.
I went the other reason. I was thinking Bobbit just because of the penis.
But the fact that they charged money for it means that this was an organized fucking bid. Like that's why that's why I automatically is thinking about these idiots who are like, oh, you know what would be great? Let's really show our respect to Gerald and eat his balls and dick. It'll be wonderful.
It's a movement piece. Well, okay. So,
oh my God.
Speaking of movement piece, there was another gentleman in Canada who killed and ate his lover, and then decided to mail his severed feet and hands to the Canadian political houses.
Yeah. Because you can never identify those things.
He was like,
also, I'm going to send his teeth, by the way. Don't look him up.
you're just having coffee. Some guy is getting like tackled by all of these like spears. Like, what is happening? He sent us the feet and hands of his lover.
And dental records.
Just imagine being the secretary that day. Oh, Janine, hey, could you bring in the mail for me? Yeah, no problem. Oh, jeez. Oh, hell.
Oh,
Would you
boy.
look in here? Janine, look at this. Oh,
Do you
no.
need a hand with that?
Oh, no. Janine, somebody lost their hands, and oh, I'm sorry. Sorry.
Some poor guy walking around without his feet and hands.
There's some poor fella going out there on his stumps, all walking around, probably all cussed up. Oh, poor guy. Sorry.
How many more identifying things can I send people to catch me immediately?
Okay, listen to me. Do not try to get his fingerprints, his teeth prints off the teeth I'm sending you, or his driver's license. Don't read any of it. Just throw it out.
I'm trusting you guys not to look into this at all. Thanks. I'd appreciate it.
I have one more funny story for you, but there's something that all of these have in common, so I promise, like, there's a point. So in 2011, in Russia, there was a murderous chef known as Ivan who would lure men back to his apartment through a certain dating site, and then take them home and kill them with a butcher
Grindr?
knife. It said male dating site, so that's all I can... would take them home and murder them with a butcher's knife, and then cut them up and make sausages and different types of meatballs to sell in his restaurant. And he made culinary videos about it.
Okay, so you see, this guy's industrious. I'm down for this dude. Ivan?
Just known as
How many followers
Ivan
is
he's doing something. He's doing something with this. Not just, let's just do it. Like, he's got a plan. So good for you, Ivan.
He's a go-getter.
So all three of those cooked their meat. That was the biggest thing. This whole cannibal movie, there was no cooking.
Nobody cooked the goddamn thing.
And all three of them. Wait a minute. I see what you're saying.
They cooked it.
All three of those guys in the woods were gay. That's what I got
now it
from
all makes sense.
Apparently, only gays cut things off and feed them to other people.
That's
what you just told us. You have just reported facts to us.
On screen, so I cannot say or deny.
You have just reported to us that only gays cut off things and eat them.
No,
I saw it on the news.
No.
I said so on the news.
Well, wait,
Skelly told us all the gays love to eat dudes.
I got a guy that was high on bath salts in Miami. We all remember him. The homeless guy that ate the face of another gentleman.
He did only eat the face.
Yeah, but he was high on bath salts. So
now, in October of 2022, 3 people arrested in Kerala, India, for performing human sacrifice. So this wasn't just like, I want to eat this and this will be fun.
Yeah.
This was for religious practices.
Yeah.
I feel that happens a lot.
They cooked and ate the body parts of the victims in hopes of health and prosperity.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and to gain their powers.
Well, I mean,
of course
they had powers. It doesn't say any of them were gay.
No. Well, no. Now that is going back to like the 17th century, how they believed that the blood and internal organs, right? And I mean, even more recently, if you really think about it, like the placenta type of like health benefits, like it's
Gwyneth
you're
Paltrow
consuming...
rubs that shit in her hair all the time.
Yeah.
She does. True story.
Yeah. So I mean, like even then, like that's your body in some way consuming that same species and having different.
Okay. What about if you play soggy cracker with yourself? Is that cannibalism? You're eating a part of yourself, even though it is spiritually, it is also physically.
What the hell is soggy cracker?
Come on. With all the rich Marcuses you've dated, you never played soggy cracker.
that had to come up once.
Come on, lady. Who are you trying to get? What kind of airs are you
me way too much class. I'm sorry, but they just say what they want. Okay.
We don't tell fibs on this show, Missy.
Yeah, we don't lie to our audience on this show. We tell them like it is.
I don't get paid enough for big words. Okay.
So, soggy cracker, like ookie cookie, none of it. Really?
Hell, no.
All right. So now imagine. Okay, let me ask you a question. If you take a Triscuit and you have Cheese Whiz, what do you do?
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
So now imagine doing that with no Cheese Whiz.
Okay.
No Cheese Whiz and just good intentions.
I don't want to play anymore, man. No.
I don't like this game.
But now
No,
again,
smack the cheese.
if it's part of a religious rite, is it considered bad?
Yeah.
I mean,
Here's this
No.
soggy cracker given
No.
to you. Do this.
I'm just
Remembrance
saying.
of me.
Well, listen. That's like if your religious rites tell you that if you eat someone, you get their powers, and
Then-
you're a complete window-licking idiot, how do you not listen to it?
I was gonna say no. You do. I'm like no. If really your religious base is like you do this, you're gonna get these powers, and it's set up to do so, and other people have.
How is it set up? The only reference is let's say right now. Let's say right now we're not doing a show. We're just having a talk on Skype. We are just discussing, and I'm trying to get you guys convinced to join my new religion. And I tell you, if you eat someone, you will get their powers
Yeah.
derived from in taking their full life force into it. Now, the only thing I can prove to you is by going online and going, well, look what happened to this guy back then. And all that, I only have what's on the internet to prove to you guys that this can happen.
If it's on the internet, it has to be true 100%. So we all know that.
We'll be eating sorcerers and witches in no time.
That's exactly.
Well, dude, I was just thinking that I wouldn't just find a random person then if that's my religious belief of their power. Oh, I'm gonna get someone powerful. You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna consume like the most powerful I can find.
Who's supposed to be
Now,
a
would
warlock?
you eat them all at once, or would you slice them up bit by bit like a prize goat?
You gotta make it last.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to continue to consume to continue to have that power?
I mean, have you never seen Ravenous?
No, I'm thinking it's like a soul eater kind of thing. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
no,
Ravenous-
if that's the case, then no, again, there's going to be preservation of the meat. You're going to have like a cellar pantry, fridge of this
Fuck,
meat.
I was
but
just
it's
gonna
no
keep
label.
the motherfucker alive in the basement.
Just cut them off
Just
bit by
hack him
bit,
off piece by piece when I want
like
something.
the road.
That's
Like I'm just gonna show up and be like wanting to fucking snack at 2 a.m. and be like, open the door. He's like, come on.
I don't want to hear the screaming. It gets annoying when they keep crying, so just no.
So, again, to give you guys a little tidbit, a palate cleanser, whatever you want to do. Ravenous with Jeffrey Jones, and what's the other guy's name? Shit. But Ravenous is an amazing movie. It's about a dude who is sent out during Civil War or some sort of shit, Revolutionary War, and they send him out to a fort that has been long since destitute, and everybody there has died of malnutrition, sickness, except like these 5 motherfuckers who are all healthy and happy. And it turns out like they have been, subsidizing their diet, and it's awesome. It's a great movie.
So that's
go
3
watch
movies out of this terrible movie that you should go out and watch.
that. Go
We're
watch
up to 3
Ravenous.
now.
All the other ones.
Well worth your time. They get into lore about the Wendigo and stuff. It's really cool. It's very fucking cool. So, not this movie. Not Cannibal Cookout.
This movie not cool.
Yeah, not
All these other movies are good.
Yeah,
I
everything
encourage
else
you to
literally
watch
that we mentioned are like, you could probably watch that instead. But yeah, Cannibal Campout has been the top of the turd list.
Yeah. I think it's the worst one that we did. It's definitely top 3.
Okay. And you are just too still wet behind the ears to even have an opinion on it. It's amazing.
I had gummies. I made it through.
It's the only way.
Literally.
The only way
Now-
to watch the movie. And even then, I was still like,
Imagine Cannibal Campout being the first movie you ever watched, and that was Don't Go in the Woods. And that held, like I said, that held the title for a long time as being the worst piece of shit that we ever watched for this show.
I've seen it on Tubi, and I won't even.
I don't even want to look at it.
Won't even look at it.
Even the last episode, we were talking about movie covers, and we talked about it, and I put the movie cover up. I'm like, God, that's the last time I ever want to see
never look at
anything
that
from this
shit
movie.
again.
Even a still image is like, it's too much.
So yeah, we really have nothing else to add about this. I don't think, unless you guys, do you have any other?
I got nowhere else to go.
I would probably spend about 3 or 4 hours just complaining and nitpicking the entire premise of they didn't eat anybody, and there's no.
They really did.
Every cannibal story you brought up was a much more interesting story, and I wish they made a movie about that.
Did their mom die the day before? How did they live this long without there being food? There was not a bone, not a single bone.
How did they not change shirts?
Yeah,
no skulls. There was no paraphernalia.
Oh, he talked to the one guy's head.
Well, that was the guy he killed.
Yeah.
He just killed him.
Yeah. But there was there was never a murder house scene. There was never a scene of them sitting around a dinner table. There's never a cooking scene. Everything that you think would be in a cannibal killer movie.
No bloody clothes, tools, vehicles, no tarps or weird traps set up. Because if this is where you're getting your food, wouldn't the woods have fall pits or
be like Rambo, First Blood?
He did. There were 2 times when they jumped out of the ground.
Did they?
So they did have. Gene jumped out once and hit dumb Ben Affleck in the back of the head, and then the second time when Joe jumped out and got Amy.
Okay.
Jumping out is not setting fall pit traps. Something that a hunter or someone who lived in the woods and counted on deer, rabbit, other dumb things running through to kill and eat.
Joe just sits at the bottom of the trap and waits for things to land on top of him.
To run in his mouth.
Anything, you know what I mean?
He puts a carrot in his mouth and waits for
a pack of cigarettes underneath a little cage. You know what I mean? A beer in a fucking sling trap.
All that would have been fantastic. What the fuck?
Right?
God, this movie didn't do anything.
Nope.
This movie literally did nothing.
You will make the movie better. Send a donation and we'll film the whole thing shot
I'm
for shot.
telling you.
Just make a movie about people sending hands and feet to people.
I mean...
Yeah, we'll do the top 7.
Me and Chuck...
I want to be Ivan.
We rewrote the end of Revenge of the Nerds.
Yep. Can you imagine that gets released?
Oh my gosh.
Where Ogre kills everybody.
So, I would like to read you a John McBride quote to show you the levels of humble this man possesses.
That's right.
At the time, I didn't think anyone but the people involved were going to see it, and when it was actually picked up for distribution, I was shocked. The fact that it achieved any kind of cult status is totally amazing to me. Even after Cannibal was distributed, I thought only a handful of people had seen it and would disappear into video heaven. Not so much. It wasn't until the internet craze took off that I started to hear from tons of people who had seen the movie and even own it. I was incredulous. I still am. That is on the cult success of Cannibal Campout. So if you are one of those people who are contacting John McBride, I want you to stop.
Yes.
Stop it right now.
Do not give this man any more of an ego boost.
I want you to stop.
Please stop talking to this gentleman.
Please stop.
If you see this man, please do not engage.
If anything, if you meet John McBride, I want you to throat punch him. Just right. He's 63 years old. He's got nothing.
Yeah.
He's got nothing behind him.
And as he's squirming on the ground and people are just aghast, just say he knows what he did.
Yeah, just look at him. You know what you did. And then say, what's the worst that can happen? See, I think that was their funny little nod to slasher movies.
Yeah.
So, again, they were aware. They knew better.
This movie was the worst that could happen. They did it. What's the worst that can happen? They put it on film.
Distribute this piece of shit.
For all this thing, and it took off. It was supposed to be a joke.
What was Mike Starr and Ed Wood?
Yeah. Yes.
Your movie? I wish it was your movie. I'm sorry I ever got involved with this piece of shit.
If I ever see you again, I'll kill you.
Kill you. Hey, you can't talk to me that way. Yeah, so...
Is there a script? Fuck no.
We've got a movie posted out. Ed Wood, another great movie you can go watch instead of this. So, all right. So I think we're going to wrap it up here.
Yeah.
You guys got anything you want to add?
I got nothing.
Just remember to like, follow, and subscribe. Hit the little bell down below so you get notifications every time that we post a video.
Where are you pointing at?
Yeah.
It's right down there. Look.
It's not that kind of show.
Oh, okay.
Hey now.
All right, sure. Me. All right. I'm not trying to tell her. I tried, Chuck. I told her.
Yeah.
We are a family-friendly show.
Keep it clean.
We don't do the cheap stuff.
Yes, you do.
So like and subscribe and hit the bell icon and do all those things. With the
all the social media things, people. Get out there.
Yeah, go do things on there and
infect
email
other people with this nonsense. Share.
and
Spread it like a plague.
like a dirty, dirty plague. Like John Saxon in Cannibal Holocaust, another cannibal movie with no cannibalism in it.
I want you
Cannibal
guys
Apocalypse.
eating the bloody, awful dirt of these movies' executions.
Oh, I wish John Saxon was in this movie. He would have killed all of them.
Now, John Saxon, I could believe, hold his own against cannibals and send them
Not
off.
John McBride.
Not John McBride.
So yeah, so make sure email us. Let us know what you want to watch, what you have been watching. If you got any news, you got any conventions in your area, let us know.
Yeah.
There may be some travel shows coming on. We don't know. All kinds of fun stuff.
Sky's the limit.
So yeah, let us know. Contact Chuck, me, Skelly, anybody, any of us. At any point she is on social media at any point in the day.
I'm chained here. I have to be online.
Basically.
She's a captive audience, so she'll be here.
She'll be here. Aside from that, I want to thank everybody for so far the warm reception back. Thank you guys. You guys are really cool. Gotten a bunch of messages, a bunch of emails from everybody. It's really nice of you guys to remember us. Nice of everybody to, really nice words. You didn't need to be, especially for chopping mall. So yeah. So anyway, we'll be back. We're going to do something different. We have something coming up, and you'll see when it comes out. We're not telling you shit.
Yeah.
So fuck yourself.